Hello, Southwest Florida. Ooh, you're tuning into Divine Destiny Radio Show. I'm so excited to be here today. I'm your host, Lady J.
And I'm your co-host, Angie B. What's up, world?
We are so excited about our topic today. We have a special guest coming in, Miss Kristen Plummer. She's on her way.
First, we gotta give some love to our missing.
We got
to send some love on her. She ain't here with us.
All right. Okay, Trella Bella. We know that you are in Bradenton right now enjoying yourself at a women's conference. So we just want to give a shout out to you and tell you that we miss you and we love you. We're going to try our best to, to do what you do. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
We're going to try our best.
And make sure to catch some nuggets for us.
Yeah, bring some of them nuggets back. Not the chicken nuggets.
Right.
Bring the good nuggets back. We just want to get a shout out also to Angie B's mom. We have 3 beautiful boxes of Puffs plus lotion.
With the lotion.
Yeah, we need our cameraman to zoom in right now on the Puffs plus lotion, and we just want to give her a shout out and tell her thank you so much.
Right.
All right. We appreciate the support of our listeners. Today's segment we're so excited about is called Overcoming Church Hurt. We know that I would say probably all of us at some point have experienced some form of church hurt, and the key is that we understand that God is the one that will always sustain us. God is the one that will never hurt us, but we can't always trust in man, to just always be perfect and never do anything. We're going to experience something, but the key is to overcome it, get over it, and to be a blessing and not let the church hurt run us away from God.
Definitely.
That's the most important thing. I love when it said the whole body of Christian believers. And people look at the church as just being that physical building, the 4-wall building, but we are it. We are the church. So when people are getting upset and they're experiencing church hurt, they're not leaving because of the building. They're leaving because of us.
That's right.
They're leaving because of what we're doing to them. Okay, well, we have our special guest in the house. I see she made it here safely.
Amen.
Yes. We just want to introduce her to you guys, for those of you that don't know. And actually, I'm just personally meeting her, Miss Kristen Plummer. I actually saw her video on Facebook, and when I saw it, I was like floored. I said, wow.
Sure.
Okay, so we want to talk about you as far as like how you grew up.
Yeah, I grew up in a normal Christian home. My parents wanted me to have all the God I could have. They sent me to a Baptist Christian school. I went there until I was in about 10th grade. I grew up with the Christian kids. All the kids that I went to the church with, that were in my youth group, they were all kids that I had grown up with and everything. And yeah, my parents wanted me to have, the Christian upbringing. I'd grown up with the Lord. I went to teen missions, like a Christian missionary teen boot camp when I was like 13, and I decided I wanted to dedicate my life to the Lord at that point.
Tell us about the boot camp. I want to know about the boot camp.
Right.
So what do you guys what do you do in the boot camp?
It was Merritt Island, Florida, and I know that they still have it. They send kids all over the world, but it's a boot camp where they send them, and there's an obstacle course and everything. We had to go over a net where there was alligators underneath, and they were trying to prepare you to be like
trying to kill y'all. Don't play.
No, they were trying to.
You better get Jesus on that. Go ahead.
It was fun though. It was a lot of fun. They were trying to teach you how, if you were to go into third world countries or you were to go overseas, like what it would really be like out there. We slept in tents, and we had to shower with buckets, and it was just to show you how it would be, if you went to another country. We didn't have all the luxuries that we have here.
Teach you to appreciate what you have.
Yes, exactly.
I love that concept. Definitely. Basically, from birth, you're going to Christian school, you're faithful in church, you're going to your boot camps, and all this every year. At what point do you get I guess when the peer pressure really started, or the bullying or the name calling or whatever it is that they were doing, when did that start to take place?
Right after I had come back from like that missionary boot camp, where I decided I wanted to dedicate my life to the Lord.
How old were you then?
I was 13.
Okay.
And when I came back, that's when someone started spreading lies and rumors, and they started making fun of me, picking on me little by little. And there was a certain girl, someone I had grown up with. She later on, said that she had just had some jealousy issues with me, but she had every time I would walk in the room, she would make fun of my hair. She would make fun of what I was wearing. She would tell people behind my back that I was talking bad about them, that I didn't like them, and that they shouldn't talk to me. And these people were believing it. You know, I guess she was making it believable. And they would come to me and say, "Why are you talking bad about me?" And I would say, "I have no idea what you're talking about." But
so the typical teenage stuff that you're having to deal with. So was it just her, or did she ended up incorporating a whole group of other people?
It ended up bringing in a lot of people, and people I had grown up with. They started, rejecting me. They didn't want to talk to me. Basically. They would just call me and be like, I don't know why you're talking bad about me. I don't know why you're disrespecting me. And I would try to tell them it wasn't me, but I think they were deceived. Well, it involved my family, my cousins, and everything, because they were all in the church with us. So even my family was
turning as well.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's a different level of
there. Or was it because now she had this whole, for lack of better, so she had everybody, it's like you against the world, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And see, and this is one of the things that, this is what I got out of watching your video, is that a lot of times we put our kids in this Jesus box. And and it's with good intentions, and that box is supposed to be all beautiful, on the inside. But we fail to realize that kids are kids.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, adults, we have our moments too, but kids are harsh.
Right.
And they don't think before they speak. They don't realize the repercussions, of what could happen, and especially when they start pulling other people in. So I just personally have an issue with people who just take their kids and totally separate them from everything, because that's not reality.
Yeah.
That's not reality, because you can put me in a box,
exactly,
but when I get out of the box, I have to deal with the world. Did your parents ever question you to ask you, did they start seeing maybe patterns of changing in your actions or anything?
Yeah, they did. And that's basically the reason that I came to Florida, because I came to live with my sister here in Florida, because they saw the way things were going. They saw that I was seeking out to buy drugs. I was seeking out the world, trying to see how the world lived. I didn't want to be going to church all the time. I was seeking acceptance elsewhere.
Right.
And see, that's the hard part for parents, because we put you in this box that we're trying to protect you. We try to keep you from the world, and you were searching in the world to get what it was that you needed, because you weren't getting it in the box.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Wow. You see how ironic that is. The enemy is smooth.
Yes. And the world beat me up. It wasn't fun.
Yeah. No, at first you said you started smoking marijuana. That was the first thing you started buying. What age was that?
Probably about 15. I think I was 15 when I did it, when I started smoking pot. And I started drinking here and there. And I tried acid around the same age. But they were still. I had strict curfews. They were still trying to keep me from going that direction. So it wasn't until I got into college that I got really deep into everything. Because I said, I'm not under that. I'm not under that protection anymore. I'm not under the rules.
You don't have any
anymore.
rules and regulations. And see, and that's the thing, that even still, and this is what I say, you can train your kids up, but still there was that 24/7 that they could not watch you.
Yeah.
Because again, you just said you had the strict rules and all that. But still, you had the strict rules, but you still managed to get what it was that you wanted to get at different points.
I did.
Wow. Because I've met a lot of parents that send their kids to the Christian schools.
Right.
They don't go to church.
Right.
They have absolutely no relationship. They were brought up in the church, and they know it's the right thing to do.
That's true.
But they don't understand the power of, okay, I'm sending you to Christian school, but when you come home, we're doing everything under the sun in front of you.
I did have friends like that too.
Right, and it's like a double standard.
Exactly.
So what are you teaching them? You're teaching them, okay, I want you to be a Christian, but it's okay for you to do whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah, and that's where I got the influence. I got the worldly influence from them, and it started to seem good to me. It started to look like they were having fun. They wanted to drink and smoke pot and sneak out of their house. And I was still in Christian school while all this was going on. These were the friends that I had.
In Christian school.
In Christian school.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's where
for the listeners, this is just to let you know, we are not knocking Christian school. We are not. We are just trying to make the parents aware. For those that send your kids and don't go to church, you definitely need to do better. You need to have your own personal relationship with God. You need to have your children in church, and you need to be speaking into their life outside of the four walls of the church as well.
Yes.
Because, God gave those kids to you, not for the school to train them up.
Right.
That's just a little enhancement.
Right.
You're supposed to be the one that's training them. But for the parents that are Christians and are going to church, and your children go to these Christian schools, don't think that every child mirrors or comes from a home that mirrors yours.
Right.
If it's in right standing.
Right.
A lot of these kids come and they, like you said, they're going to school, but the life at home is nothing compared to what you think it is. Just want to go back to our scripture for today's segment.
Okay. And it's coming out of Luke chapter 17, verses 1 through 3. And I just want to say, we got to Kristen's hurt came out of just words. Something that people said to drag her down, to scandalize her name, which were lies. We need to be cautious of what we allow to come out of our mouths. Yes. The Bible reveals that out of our lives come life and death. So again, Luke chapter 17, verses 1 through 4 says, Jesus said to his disciples, "Things that cause people to sin are bound to come, but woe to the person through whom they come. It would be better for him to be thrown into the sea with a millstone tied around his neck than for him to cause one of these little ones to sin. So watch yourselves. Watch what you allow to come out of your mouth."
So we want to talk about what happened once you got to college without the supervision of parents, no strict times to come in the house and everything. Now you don't have to sneak and get what it is that you want to get.
Yeah, I told them, I said, you guys have sheltered me all my life, and I said, when I get out of there, I want to do whatever I want to do. So as soon as I got to college, I did. I went crazy. I got really into the rave scene. I started doing ecstasy. I started going clubbing almost every night. I lived a very promiscuous lifestyle. I was searching, for love in all the wrong places. And I ended up getting pregnant at 19. I was in college for maybe 2 years and just had been partying, living the party lifestyle. I got pregnant, and I had to leave college because of that. And after I had my son, and I thought he was, I thought I knew who his father was because I'd been dating somebody off and on through college, but it turned out he wasn't the father. And this threw me into a deep depression after that. I turned back to drugs after I had my son. My self-esteem was so low at that point. I'd just been picked apart, by the people all the people that I thought were supposed to love me and supposed to be godly people. And, when I said, if that's how godly people act, then I don't want anything to do with them. And so then I thought, in the party scene, I thought, these people were really loving me and accepting me, and it was, that was a deception also.
Right. You're at the point now where you have this off and on relationship. Obviously, someone else comes into the picture, and now you find yourself pregnant.
I contemplated having an abortion at this point, but my family, the way my upbringing and everything, I decided against it. I had gone to the abortion clinic and everything, but I changed my mind. And my parents they wanted me to keep the baby, of course, And I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I made that decision. But after I had him, I knew that I wasn't the best mother for him. I wasn't, doing what was right. I was living that party lifestyle, and it wasn't good for him. And I wanted him to have that family life, so I ended up giving him up for adoption in my family. And that was very difficult for me because I felt like I had failed at even being a mother to him because I had raised him for about 10 months of his life. And I wasn't spending a lot of time with him, but now I have been able to. I've been taking him out and spending time with him and speaking to him, about why I did what I did, and he receives it and he accepts it, and he's opening up more and more to me. So our relationship is growing.
So this is really fresh.
Yes.
Wow,
this is really fresh.
It's a restoration process right now, and the Lord is really
God is doing amazing that restoration down the hill, my Lord. Right now in your life, having come clean, having the reconciliation with your son, where is it that you plan to go? What is the vision God has for you? What is your plan? What is God's plan for your life?
First off, I just want to tell you, it's amazing that you came up with this whole restoration, that God spoke that to you, because it reminds me that my mother's best friend years ago, back when I was in my addictions and everything, gave my mom a picture of an old antique chair, and yes, it was a chair, table and chairs, and it was stripped down to the bare metal, and then it was reupholstered beautifully, and she gave them the two different side by side, and she said, "This is what God said He's going to do in her life."
My God.
And so I brought that. I did that on my graduation when I graduated the center. I told everybody about that, and I was reading later on in a book that Gaspar Anastasi, the pastor of my church, wrote, and it was Stop Hurting, Start Healing, and it said, like an old piece of antique furniture, he said, God wants to take your life and completely restore it, and yes, and repair it to brand new. He wants to make your life brand new. And I could not believe it. It was just confirmation from the Holy Spirit, because I didn't understand it years back when she said this, but I still have the pictures. I kept them for some reason.
Divine Destiny Radio Show is underwritten by P3 Women Incorporated, and it is also sponsored by Fresh Wind Ministries of Lee County, as well as the Fort Lauderdale Longshoremen's Association, Local 1536, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We'll be talking to you next week. Have a great weekend.